let me start by explaining the difference between cyber exploitation and sexual exploitation, what is also sometimes called as sextortion. The cyber exploitation is the non consensual distribution of intimate photos or videos online. To put it simply, even if you took a picture of yourself online and you shared it with someone else, if you didn't allow that person to distribute it to other person, the third party, then it's a cyber exploitation. On the other hand, sextortion, simply put, is a blackmail. It is a relatively new form of sexual exploitation that occurs primarily online, in which non-physical forms of coercion are utilized, such as blackmail, to acquire sexual content like photos or videos of the victim, obtain money from the victim, or forcing the victims to engage in sex with the perpetrator. So what we are seeing at nth room case, we would call it a sextortion case. But what's worrying is that this latest scandal seems to be the continuation of this long-standing trend rather than just a sudden new development. The Korean National Police Agency reported an average of 18 cases of spy cam porn per day back in 2015, and more than 16,000 people were arrested between 2012 and 2017 for being involved in such activities. So, as many of you may already know, the criminal investigations are currently ongoing in Korea with respect to a sexual exploitation case. It's widely referred to as nth room case. So this room was created back in 2018, and for some victims, this sexual exploitation continued for over a year. And they just felt so powerless because they knew that even if they go to the law enforcement, oftentimes what they get is re-victimization by these law officers who are not trained in a way to deal with this kind of issues. The police investigation is going on, and we're rather surprised by the speed of the investigation, and also, most importantly, the government's determination to crack down on this type of sexual exploitation cases. But then at the same time, I'm concerned that because this whole investigation is focused on do we get the bad guys or not, in the process, I don't want to lose sight of the victims. There are many more victims who has not yet garnered enough courage to come up and try to get the help from the law, the authority. And also those who has come up, their identity should be protected, and they shouldn't be victimized by the public. So when you put like nth room in the search windows, they suggest the victim's name and sometimes the images of the victim. Because this case has been receiving so much public attention, the danger and risk of the victims being known to the entire country has been just increasing day by day. These members who paid the dues to enter the rooms, but say, for example, didn't themselves uploaded the photos or the video clips. So there are some gaps in the laws to punish those who were just part of the rooms. The Minister of Justice is considering applying the organized crime to the members of the chat room. And if we can apply that and hold the members as accomplices, then there will be ways to punish them. We have all the laws that we can use to hold them liable. For example, the possession of child pornography. But before, even if we had all these laws, the judges would not apply them to these criminals. For example, last year, there was this case called dark web case, the welcome to video case. What happened was that this guy called Sun Jung-woo, he created this website not on this internet that we use, but in a dark web or dark net. There was this website called Welcome to Video where child pornography was traded exclusively. The number of the member was 1.25 million people. If you see the videos, it is something that you can tell right away that what's happening, behind the screen is a sheer crime and nothing of the sexual, it's not pornography. It's just crime. Of those who were charged, just one person, the operator of that website, got a 1.5 year prison term. And the rest who downloaded the videos, they were just fined for like $200, $300. And those outcomes were not because we don't have laws to punish them, but because the court was so lenient on those who committed such sexual crimes. One of the other operator of similar website was caught, and he was turned out to be 16 years old. Usually when the perpetrator is a minor, the case is tried under juvenile law. But in this case, it has been decided to be tried as a criminal case, considering the fact that this is a sexual offense and that the victims are minors. But when the people found out that the judge who will be presiding this case was this judge, people were just really disappointed because, like you said, he has been criticized for showing leniency in sex offender cases. And one of the example is late Korean K-pop star's ex-boyfriend's case back in 2018. Yes. And people raised concerns over the appointment of this judge on the interim-related case because of the judge's past judgments. And over 400,000 people signed a petition in just 4 days to exclude him from the case, and it resulted in changing the presiding judge. Just one thing that I would emphasize the most is even if you've sent some exposing picture of yourself, or that you took the video clips of yourself in the intimate moment, it's if it's distributed against your will, it's not your fault. It is not a wrong thing. It's your privacy, and the person who distributed is the one to be blamed. I think there are so many things that we can do. We should continue to campaign for the change of law. Laws are not known to be fast in dealing with the change in the society, but sometimes it can lead the way. We can change the law in a way to deter the potential criminals from committing these crimes by sending the strong message that if you commit this crime, you'll be punished.